Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go. Hey, it's the Empire. Boxing Empire. I'm back to boxing. Now, big news, man. Apparently, after Hearn dropped out the Breazeale fight, Breazeale got a replacement fight. It's Eric Molina. Now, before that happened, Dillian Whyte was rumored to fight Breazeale, and that fight could have happened, but Eddie Hearn said he was going to offer Dominic Breazeale a substantial amount of money, right? Breazeale said, no, man, that wasn't a substantial amount of money that he was going to offer, and Eddie Hearn advised him not to take the money for the fight. So, basically, Eddie Hearn offered him a low amount of money to fight Dillian Whyte, which didn't make any sense. So, Dillian Whyte and Eddie Hearn, I heard they don't like each other, man. I haven't watched too many interviews with Dillian Whyte talks about Eddie Hearn, but apparently they're not like meeting eye to eye all the time. And I've been hearing from UK news places, news networks. I'll link some in the description so you can check it out. That they don't like each other, and that Eddie Hearn has been offering Dillian Whyte opponents a low amount of money, so Dillian Whyte can get the fight. Now, this is really bad for Dillian Whyte's career, and Eddie Hearn needs to start offering these top level fighters more money. You know, he has to realize that he isn't the A side of everything. You know, I know he has Anthony Joshua, so he thinks he can just offer any fighter whatever they want. But when you have a lower level fighter and he wants to fight in elite level competition, you're gonna have to come out with the money. You know, you're gonna have to come up with the money so these fighters can start, you know, getting the exposure they need. Now, I'm really disappointed that Dillian Whyte couldn't get the Breazeale fight, because that's a fight he could possibly win. You know, Dominic Breazeale, he has like an A-level chin, but his skills aren't the best of the best. You know, if you watch the Izzy Ignoa fight, I thought Izzy Ignoa was 1 or 2 punches away from knocking him out until he got caught with that overhand right. Dominic Breazeale does have power, he's really durable, but his skills are mediocre. He just hits harder than normal. You know, he's a big guy, 6'6", I believe, maybe 6'8", and he's really durable, but that's about it. You know, he hits hard as do most heavyweights. You know, but that's a fight that Dillian Whyte could have won, and Dillian Whyte should have demanded Eddie Hearn to get that fight made. I mean, that was the perfect time to make the fight. It was on a Wilder undercard against Hearn too. That's perfect, because the thing is, Dillian Whyte wants Deontay Wilder. Eddie Hearn should have got that fight for Dillian Whyte, man. And I'm not too sure how much longer Dillian Whyte would be with Eddie Hearn, man, because that was a big mess up move from Eddie Hearn, man. So I'm really disappointed Eddie Hearn not getting that fight for Dillian Whyte. If they're ever gonna set a Dillian Whyte fight up, that would have been a time and a place. That would have been perfect, you know. Breazeale is a great fighter. He's fought in AJ. He went 8 rounds at AJ, and if he would have stopped Breazeale in lesser time, that would have been perfect. I mean, not only could he be on a Wilder undercard, beating Breazeale quicker than AJ, but he's on the same card as Deontay Wilder, so it could have been good for him both ways to fight Anthony Joshua and rematch and Deontay Wilder. So man, Eddie Hearn definitely dropped the ball on this one, man. I'm really disappointed in Eddie Hearn. He should have made the fight happen. He should have came out of pocket, took a loss, because in the end, publicity-wise, Dillian Whyte would have been a bigger name. He would have been a bigger name. He would have been in the American market, right? Fighting Malcolm Tan in America, what does that really do? But fighting Dominic Breazeale in America, in a co-main event, that's huge. That's huge. That's huge. Eddie Hearn's really slipping up, and I like Eddie Hearn. You know, I don't have too many critiques about him because he's doing a phenomenal job. He's signing a lot of American fighters, but he really messed the ball up with this Dillian Whyte thing, that Dillian Whyte Breazeale thing. That was probably the biggest heavyweight fight that can be made. Breazeale, in my opinion, right now between Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder, is probably the best opponent that Dillian Whyte could have fought, that he could have easily won. He could have easily won that fight. And I'm really disappointed in Eddie Hearn for not making this fight and coming up with the money for Breazeale. You know, he's making a lot of money with Anthony Joshua. Eddie Hearn just didn't want to pay up. He just didn't want to pay up. So I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed. Dominic Breazeale beating Eric Molina, if he does get past him. I mean, what does that even mean? Not much. But if Breazeale and Dillian Whyte fight each other, whoever won that fight, that would have elevated their career. I'm not sure how much Molina beating Breazeale or Breazeale beating Molina really elevates their career. But Dillian Whyte and Breazeale just knocked out Izzy Ignoa, undefeated prospect. That's a big deal. So I'm not sure what Eddie Hearn's doing. He could be in a dilemma with Dillian Whyte, man. I'm not sure. If I were Dillian Whyte, I would probably try to find another promoter after not getting the Breazeale fight, which is a big deal. I've been hearing stories of Dillian Whyte saying Eddie Hearn's not trying to pay his opponents the right amount of money so he can secure these fights. And, I believe him. I'm not sure if Eddie Hearn's trying to protect Dillian Whyte or he just don't like Dillian Whyte. He don't want him getting the fights. It could be both. But in my opinion, he should have made it happen with Breazeale. He should have made that happen. That's a big mess up right there. Let me know how you guys feel. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geoboxing Empire.